Hello, friends. It's How Many Ways Monday. Today, I want to just give you a few reminders. So, how can you represent a number? How many ways can you use to represent a number? Can you share how you can represent numbers? Share with a family member. We have been doing How Many Mondays every Monday since September. And I just want to remind you when you're drawing tallies, if you're choosing to use tallies to represent your number, it's important that you shut the door so you don't keep drawing straight lines. You don't keep you're not going to keep drawing lines like this. This is what not to do. Okay? We need to remember to shut the door. So, we're going to shut the door on every fifth tally. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shut the door on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shut the door on 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Shut the door on 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Shut the door on 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Shut the door on 25. I'm just going to go up to 25. Okay. So make sure you're shutting the door at every fifth tally. Okay. It's like you're counting by fives. Okay. Another reminder I have for you is if you are using 10 frames to represent your number, you are going to draw a box, and then it's 4 lines down, 1 line across. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines down and 1 line across. 4 down, 1 across. Okay. If you are representing a larger number, you will need more than one set of 10 frames. So again, you draw the box and then 4 lines down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 across. Okay, remember 4 down, 1 across. 4 down, 1 across. And if you're using addition equations to represent your number, let's say that I'm representing number 11. Okay. One addition equation that I could have to represent 11 is 5 plus 6 equals 11. If you would like to have another addition equation, that's okay. You can put more than one addition equation to represent your number. Another addition equation I could use to represent 11 is 3 plus 8 equals 11. Today, you are going to choose either 8 or 23. So choose one of these numbers to represent. Okay. if you feel like how many ways is getting easier and easier, I definitely want you to challenge yourself and use the number 23, okay? Don't pick 8. Challenge yourself and go with 23, okay? The last part of this lesson, I would like to go over the checklist with you. Okay? So after you finish your how many ways activity, you can find the checklist and go over it. If you need some help or support, ask your parents to go over it with you. If you already know how to go over the checklist by yourself, go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is an example of how many ways that I've completed, and this is what the checklist looks like. How many ways checklist? And it says I can count forward by 2s, 5s, or 10s. I did represent my number using the counting of forward by 5. So I counted by 5s right over here. So 5, 10, 15. So I counted by 5s. Since I did use counting by 5s, counting forward by 5s, I can check this off. I did count forward by 5s. In this example, I didn't count backwards by 2s, 5s, or 10s, but I could quickly do that just to show you an example of what that might look like. So I'm going to start at 20. So 20, 15, comma, 10, comma, 5. Okay, so I just counted backwards by 5s, and my number is, I'm going to use a different color. My number 15 is right here, so I'm going to just circle it. Okay. Okay, so if I did this for my how many ways, then I can go to my checklist. I can count backward by 5s. I've done that, so I can put a check mark here, and I can underline 5s because I counted backward by 5s. Okay. Now, the next part is I can represent my numbers using counters, number lines, 10 frames, dice, dominoes, tallies, base 10 blocks, addition equations, subtraction equations, a math addition story, a math subtraction story. Okay, so let's see. Here, if you look over here, I used counters. I drew hearts to represent my number, and I drew 15 hearts. I represented my number using counters, so I can check this off. Okay. If you look over here, I used a number line to represent my number 15. So this, and I wrote down an addition equation to go with my number line. So I can check this off. I also use 10 frames to represent my number. So 10 frames are right here. So I can check this off. Did I use dice to represent my number? Yes, I did. I used dice right here. Okay, so I can check this part off. Okay, did I use dominoes? So dominoes are right here. If you use dominoes, you can check this off as well. Um, when you're going over this checklist, circle what way, circle the one way that you've shown that you've used to represent numbers, and then go find which way that was on the checklist and check it off. Okay, so I use tallies right here. So tallies is a check mark for me. Did I use base 10 blocks? Oh, I see base 10 blocks right here. I use base 10 blocks, so check mark for base 10 blocks. Did I use an addition equation? 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. So that's an addition equation. I can put a check mark on addition equation. I have a subtraction equation right here. 18 take away 3 equals 15. So I can check off the subtraction equation. I have a math addition story right here. Miss Chang has 7 pencils. Miss Delmeyer gives 8 more pencils to Miss Chang. Miss Chang now has 15 pencils. So 7 plus 8 equals 15. Okay, Miss Chang wrote a math addition story, so I can have a check mark right here. I have a subtraction story right here. Miss Chang had 19 chocolates. She ate 4. Now she has 15 left. 19 subtract 4 equals 15. I have a math addition or subtraction story. It was a subtraction story. Okay, and then the last one on the checklist is I can show equality and inequality using a less than, greater than, and equal to signs. So I have used it here. So this says 15 is greater than 13. So I've used the inequality sign, inequality is right here, inequality, and I've used this symbol right here to show that 15 is greater than 13. So yes, I did use this way to show my number or to represent my number. Okay, boys and girls, I'm not asking you to show your number in all of these ways. It's just that I want you to go over the checklist to see what ways you did use and what ways you didn't use to represent your number today. And let's pretend that I didn't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, but I represented my numbers using all these other ways. Okay, then this is a great way for you to check and say, oh, so today I didn't represent my number by counting forward. Oh, maybe next week I can represent my number by counting forward by 2s, for example. Oh, today I didn't represent my number using counters. Okay, so maybe next week I can use counters to represent my numbers. Oh, today I didn't use my number lines to represent my number. Okay, so maybe next week I could use number lines to represent my number. So use this checklist to see which ways you haven't used this week. And next week you can try to use the ones that you didn't use